Yeah.
Obviously, with Mark Smith, you knew that he could score, you knew he could rebound, some leadership there. What all has he meant to your team this season?
I think the biggest thing is steps, just getting for him a better feel of the game. Understanding when to go, when not to. Guys want to go every time, and you can't do that. And I thought the last few weeks just playing at a better pace, with better poise, and taking what the game gives him. The big thing then too, he wants to win, and that he's taken it on himself to be a little more vocal leader, talking to our guys, helping our guys. We've talked, and he wants to coach down the road. Obviously, everyone wants to play for a while, and that's great. You got dreams and goals, but he wants to coach. And I told him that this is a chance to a little bit of an internship, as a player. The guy, Coach Southwell, Chester Fraser, all through the years, to Jerence Howard, guys that, I've had, they've used Matt Painter, Conzo Martin, they use their time as players to learn the game, to study the game, to be leaders, to, be involved in the recruiting, all those things. So, Mark's taking advantage of it. And, the other thing, I kind of joked with him back in December, this is it. They're not giving you another COVID year. So you got to make the most of it. And he appreciates the opportunity, and, just happy for him that he's really blended in and been a really good teammate, above and beyond all the other stuff. I think that's been his best attribute so far.
Now, you've known him for a number of years. What is he, maybe what's one or two things that he's doing that is even surprising to you?
Well, I think I said this back in December. I was kind of surprised by his athleticism. I didn't know, you see the big body. He doesn't have that long basketball body that, guys are bouncing and, flying around. He's got that, I always say he's a bull in the china shop, and he's definitely not the China in that equation. So, he jumps better than I thought. So, I think that's been the biggest surprise for me. And that's what I've encouraged, and the coaches have encouraged. Use your body, use that athleticism. And I think that rebounding part has become, it's obviously he's leader in the league, or one of the leaders in the league. And it's been a really good weapon for us. And then he can get to the, he's starting to learn how to use his body and get to the basket. We always talk about grind out layups, take the other player's space. And he's really learning to use that big body and take up space and get to the hoop.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Next question to Michael Goins.
Yeah, Bruce, how much has defense really kind of predicated your offensive turnaround and ability to get to the basket a little better?
Well, our defense has been pretty solid. I think it's been decent all year. We are one of the best in the country at defending the three. I think the big thing is, keeping people out of the paint. Can we get in the paint, and can they get out of the paint? Keep them out of the paint. And, that's people, you're going to have your games where you jump up and make 6, 7, 8 threes or something. But, when you get easy baskets, and that's going to be a key tomorrow. We got to keep them. We got to make them earn baskets. We got to keep them from getting stuff off their sets and their out of bounds plays. They're really good on the special teams type situations, and they take advantage on every aspect of the game. And then, when we do get stops, obviously that allows us to get in transition, and we've gotten a little better in that. Not as much the advantage break. How many layups have we gotten? How many layups has anyone gotten in the last few weeks in transition? We talked about Texas Tech game. Maybe they had 2 possessions in transition. And that's going to be a key tomorrow, limit their easy ones. But, what we've done a pretty good job of is that kind of secondary break where they got 3-4 guys back, and we're making better decisions, attacking, getting to the paint, getting it side to side, and making it tough on the defense.
It seems like you've almost gotten into some delayed secondary situations that have been beneficial to you.
Yeah, I think they're starting to learn, and they're starting to learn what to look for. Some of it, just getting guys back together. Some of it's having practice together. But other, too, they had to kind of learn. You can't, especially in this league, you can't do it by yourself. What do you have? All 10 teams are in the top 40 in defense. I believe somebody told me that last night, on the radio show. And again, I don't know if that's a fact or not, but in this league, you're not going to do things on your own. You got to move the defense and then use the space and use angles to get opportunities.
And how do you express Sultan's overall value to this point in the season?
Well, he texted me late the other night when we got back about 1:30, and just like, hey, coach, I'm sorry I haven't played like I should be playing, and this and that, and I just texted back +13. He was the highest on the plus minus on the team, and I said, you are valuable. You got to realize that, I think maybe a little part of our, maturation as a team, starting to figure out roles a little more, and taking pride in those roles. I think that's, Marquise's ability to get in the paint and create and get the assists, just each guy's figuring out some things they can do. He's been very positive. I'd like him to be a little more confident shooting a three when he gets it. If he's open, shoot it. I know he can make it. We watch him in practice all the time, and hope he's going to jump up and make a couple of them tomorrow.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Next question to Kellis.
Hey, Bruce, I got little kids running around the background here, so I'll just leave the video off. But it's been a while since you guys have, had a max crowd at Bramlage. You got a little taste when the students came out from Marquette this year. I'm just wondering if a big crowd does turn out tomorrow, how much will that help you?
Well, I hope it helps us and doesn't hinder us. I think sometimes I thought that first time against Marquette, we were trying to make, the home run play, the big play, and instead of the simple play, that's the big thing. We got to keep our approach the game just like the ones we've just done in the last few games that we just finished, and be solid, discipline, toughness, sharing the ball, making the simple basketball play. That's the way you're going to win. One of the things, we had that program come in here, and the guy kept telling them, you don't get up for big games. Your habits and your discipline show up in big games. And that's I think it's going to be really important tomorrow.
And you obviously survived with super small ball against Texas. Is that an option against Kansas, or with their front court, do you have to go a little bigger?
I think, at times they go small too. And you're going to have that opportunity. And, Mark Smith can guard a lot of people. I'm not sure I want to put him on McCormick for 40 minutes, but we've put him on Williams. We put him on, the Texas bigger guys. So, here and there you can maybe do it, but obviously our bigs. It would be nice if our bigs kind of, do give us a little more production. And to me, it's going to be playing great defense. I think that's the biggest thing. We talked yesterday, is moving your feet and giving us a great effort on the defensive end, and hopefully getting a couple rebounds, a bonus basket or two here, and make a couple free throws. It would be positive for us.
And last one for me, do you think the transfers are prepared for, what the energy that comes along with this rivalry, or have you helped them understand that at all?
I think we got to be careful, not making it bigger than it is. We just played two really good teams. Texas Tech beat Kansas. It's a big game, but you got to play the game the right way. And again, we can't, it's a big game. I understand that, but we also got to approach it the same way. Our preparation has got to be good. Our scouting has got to be good. We got to be locked in all that stuff. Our understanding that, it's the simple play, the good basketball play that's going to help us win, and the discipline and toughness on the defensive end. And then to play hard, getting on the floor, the loose balls. Oklahoma, you watch that one. Hills on the floor, got a deflection, got on the floor, loose ball, dished it to somebody, went down the other end, got a layup and one, and gave them a chance. It's just Kansas made the big shot down the stretch, but those are the things that are important.
All right. Thanks, Bruce. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Next question to Wyatt.
Good morning, Coach. I guess a couple of questions here real quick. What do you see in terms of the improvement with Ochai and Brown more than anything else? And then what about Remy Martin? Nobody's talked about him. I know he's been injured a little bit, but I'm going to guess you would tell me that he brings a little different dynamic to the table if he's available to go.
Yeah, I think if they can get him cooking like he's capable of, it would add a whole other dimension to their team, because, we've seen them. We faced them years ago, out in Vegas, and, we watched them play against Kansas and Allen and play unbelievable. And, so he could, I think, again, he's figuring out their system and what they want, when he should go, when he shouldn't. And then the discipline part on the defensive end, the switching, all the stuff they do. But, those other two are just playing, like seniors, like older guys should. They very, very confident. They play off each other. When you shoot 47, 50 from three, that's impressive. We got guys that don't make 50 on layups. So, but he gets good shots and he's shooting with a lot of confidence. And, for him, Oklahoma, no points in first 30 minutes, 32 minutes, and then get, down the stretch, make big shots for them. Really important. And Christian Braun just seems to make the big play at the right time. He unbelievable, crafty, smart. Got, he's bigger than you realize. He's probably 6'7" or so. Can guard a lot of spots, switches on their defense. He always great on scouting report. They've both just gotten better and better. There's no doubt about it. And I love it. It's we talk about the portal and that, but those guys are pretty impressive that they've been there and they've done what they're supposed to. That's what college basketball. I did a bunch of media stuff this thing. With the new portal, does Barry Brown and Dean Wade and Cam Stokes, do they have the careers that they, have because they stayed here and improved just like those guys have done at Kansas? It's the good part of college basketball that, I appreciate and I hope other people appreciate.
Michael, do you have a next question to you?
Yeah, Bruce, how have you kind of kept guys on an even keel with the 4-game losing streak? Now you're going back to back overranked. How do you kind of keep guys just, all right, we've got 12 more to go in conference.
I told them we're still in last place. I don't, so we got, we have some goals, some things we want to accomplish. And yesterday at the end of practice, I said, guys, we've done great. We've taken 2 nice steps, but we're still in last place. And, you got to keep the focus, and it's going to be a long grind. You see the league. I mean, if we could have the good fortune to find a way to win tomorrow and get up to 3, we could be in the middle of the pack. That's how mixed up it is. So and then the other part is that it's them also. It's that maturity of getting ready to play and understanding how important it is. And when we get back from, late, my last message in the airport the other night was, remember a week ago, we were just being ridiculed. And now you got to remember, you got to keep what you just said, an even keel. You can't listen to all the outside noise and whether it's the good or the bad. And you got to keep focused on what we're all trying to do as a group.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Next question to Grant.
Hey, Coach. I know Mark was key in those two wins, but it seemed like Nigel Pack and Mike McGurl were also really key as well. So talk about what they've been able to do, really Nigel all season, and then Mike McGurl these last two games really being sharp.
Well, I think, Mike McGurl, first of all, to go, sit out, he had the flu and then he had COVID. It hasn't gone like he had, envisioned it, but to have the maturity to come back one day of practice. And I just told him I need a smile. I need energy. And I just need you to make simple basketball plays. And I thought the last two games he's been efficient and in pace, just as he's been in his career. So, really happy for him and proud of him. I hope he keeps doing this, and be efficient. I think that's important. Nigel is, he's been pretty good for us, even with the ins and outs of the different injuries and things he's had to deal with. He is, I know he's more confident, and feeling like we keep telling him, like at the end of the game against Texas, the ball's in your hands. You make the play. You don't have to give it to somebody else. Now you can make a play off of when, get an assist, but we want you to make the plays. I think he's starting to get a better feel of that. And I'm really proud of him. They got him into they wanted him to be the guy guarding down the stretch. And, he got on two switches and he was the one who manned up, and Jones missed one and then Carr missed one down the stretch. And he was the one guarding them, in those last two possessions. So, taking a little more pride on the defensive end.
And then what does Carlton Lingard need to do to get more into that rotation?
Well, I think you saw in the game that he's still he's got to get, what he really needs? He needs non-conference. He needs a trip to Europe. He needs playing time. He needs practice time. And just to get this, a young man that hasn't played since junior college and did high school, played at, not in a high level thing. He didn't really play AU. So this is all new to him. And he can move his feet. He can do some things. Our other guys, he's tall. We looked the other day. He's maybe 2 inches taller than Davion. So it's unbelievable. He keeps growing. Maybe that's why he's had such knee issues. But, just being stronger, more confident. He's a great free throw shooter and he goes 0 for 4. I think feeling better about himself, more confident. And, the problem is, we're in the middle of this league and this grind, this, best league in the country. And, you don't have time to just, let him get some leisurely minutes to feel a little better about himself. So every day in practice, we tell him we told him yesterday, you got to be more assertive. You got to be more aggressive. You got to be more confident. And I hope it just slowly but surely comes.
And then as a coach, how do you, when you have two tough opponents ahead, how do you focus all your attention on Kansas and not look ahead to Baylor? Or do you allow yourself to give you a chance to look?
Well, the coaches they got the scouts and they're watching, whoever's got Baylor's watching that, and then, we all sit down together. We sat yesterday for a couple of hours. We sat down even Wednesday afternoon and, you talk about Kansas as a group because everyone has input, everyone, the main coach has the scout, but we want everyone's voice, more eyes, more voices, the more ideas, the better you're going to be. So, we just got to worry about this game. It's just, it's just part of the league. It's part of the grind of being in the Big 12, which, I said before, I didn't ever think it would get better, but it might be the best that I know I've been part of, probably the best in the history of the league. When you look at numbers, it's unbelievable. And then you play in these games, it's amazing.
The last one I got, do you feel that COVID fog still, or are you starting to feel a lot better?
The last 2 days, I actually have started to feel a little better. And, I still get tired. I went to bed at midnight, 12:15 last night watching film, but, it's funny, and I've talked to Wyatt about it, like and Coach Lowry's gone through it every day. It's like a little different symptom comes up that, you're sneezing one day and the next day you got a throat, and then the next day you're tired. And it's an interesting virus, that's for sure. But read some articles, they say about 3 weeks, and I'm on day 18 or 19 now. So I'm hoping that I'm getting to the end.
I'm sure it helps to win too. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Next question to Arnie.
Yeah, Bruce, you talked about not overemphasizing the rivalry, but the fact that really Mike may be the only one that's really experienced it because of the COVID last year. Is that something you have him maybe talk to them about, or anything, just because it is a little bit different atmosphere?
Yeah, I think a little bit, just, it's just, we got to focus on what we do well, and the stuff we've just done the last 2 games. And that's the most important thing. And I'm not downgrading Kansas. Unbelievable. They're the best team in the league. They're in first place. They're the highest scoring team. I'm not downgrading them by any means, because they got 2 of the best players that, are tough to really deal with. And, but I think the big thing is we got to be just ready to do what we do, and we got to guard. We got to rebound. We got to share the basketball, make simple basketball plays. And that's what we got to focus on. I think I think for these guys, that's more important to focus on that than, and then you hope the crowd becomes a factor. The crowd becomes a factor because of what we do on the court, not what they do. If you do good stuff on the court, then the crowd jumps in, and then that's when the other team, the fatigue, the stress, the mental anxiety, and then the crowd throws into that can make a difference. There's no doubt about that.